was warming up, and then all of a sudden I didn't fight. And then they were like, yeah, you didn't fight.
What a mind F.
It really is, like, what the heck? Like, I did everything. I did the camp, I did the weight cut, and then the last thing I remember is warming up, and then next thing I know, I got all these things on me, and I'm in the back of an ambulance, and I was like, what?
You began training at 3 years old in your parents' martial arts gym. How much does that influence your style today?
Yeah, so I actually started training martial arts when I was 3. My parents put me in a karate school. And after training in karate, like, we all were in, me, my siblings, like, all of us, and my parents, we all trained in karate for years. And then eventually, like, because of, like, it was such a family thing, eventually we all, my parents decided to open up our own gym. And so we opened a gym, I think it was 2010 that we opened a gym. So we had it from 2010 to 2018. And
it's not open anymore?
No, we actually, when I started fighting it, we switched over and it's no
focused on Maycee.
Yeah. And also, like, my sister's married and she has kids, and, like, my brothers are doing other stuff. So now I'm fighting, my sister has kids, and, like, all this stuff is going on. So maybe one day we'll go back and have another gym, but we'll see.
Did your siblings ever get as into it as you did, as far as the karate aspect?
Yeah, I mean, we all trained in karate, but then my sister and I, we all did jiu-jitsu as well. And we competed, and then I'm trying to think. My brother wanted to fight. He did fight. He fought once as an amateur, and then he actually had I think it was either a 6 or a 7 fight deal with Bellator that he got signed to, which he never ended up fighting on. But he had a full on, like, contract with Bellator.
Just didn't work out?
He has other passions and other things he's doing, and so, and he could, if he wanted to, he could go and fight right now. Like, he's that talented. So, but yeah, he hasn't done it in a while, and I think he's training right now. Like, he does jiu-jitsu, and my younger sister does it. Like, they all go and train still. And then my older sister, just, like, she has a family and she's happy, and, like, that's what she does right now. So
good for her.
It's kind of a crazy life, but there's so many of us. I have 5 siblings, so.
You've won nearly half of your fights by knockout. When did you realize that when did you first realize you possessed such power compared to other girls?
I don't know if I realized that I had so much power. It's just that I think I just do it. Like, Like, you're like, maybe the other girls have that power too, they just don't unleash it? No, that's a hard question to answer. I mean, I know that they don't have that power either. And I just know that I have it. I don't really know if there's like I don't know the reason why. I just know that I have it and they don't.
Did you know that earlier? Or has it just kind of been after some of these knockouts, you're like, oh, that's...
No, I've kind of known that. Like, I've always known that I'm strong, but I also know that, like, I work really hard, and I've always been, I've done a lot of, like, things, just like I've been a very active person. I grew up just doing stuff, you know? Like, I've always lifted, I've always trained, I've always just done life. I don't know.
It's almost like learning that cheat code, though. You probably feel guilt. No, well, I shouldn't say that. When you have something,
I don't feel guilty.
Oh, good.
No,
well,
not
good.
at all.
Because when I have things
not at all.
that I know I'm winning at, for some reason I'll revert to not using it as much because I'll just be like, oh, it's an unfair advantage.
Nope.
That's such a self-sabotage thought. You lean into it. If you have that cheat code, good.
Nope. Actually, what I was thinking is the other day I was talking about, I'm like, man, I'm starting to walk around like a lot lighter. And I was like, man, if I could just figure out how to like get all the way down, then I could just go back to when I could just like have an even more advantage and just knock these girls out even more. It'd be even better. There
had been 3 unfortunate withdrawals. Mm-hmm. What are you focusing on now to stay active and avoid, health complications?
Yeah, I mean, so that's kind of a tough question because it's not like you can always avoid them. Like the first time I ever had to pull out of a fight, I never used to have to ever pull out of a fight, and the first time I ever had to pull out was kind of a weird situation. I've pulled out of the fight with Erin now that I think of it twice. And the first time was I was scheduled to fight Montana De La Rosa, and she tore her ankle. And so my fight got rebooked with Erin Blanchfield. And then like a couple weeks later, I was wrestling. And I was against the wall, and the coach was like, hey, whatever you do, don't pull your partner this way. And one of the people I was working with, they pulled me the wrong way, and my ankle snapped. And I tore my ankle the exact same way. Come to find out later, because I'm friends with Montana, I tore my ankle the exact same way that she tore hers. And so we both had torn ankles. And I think she had surgery, and I had to be in a boot for like 8 weeks. So obviously, like, that's why I pulled out of that fight, but then I got rebooked with Montana. So I got rebooked with my original opponent. And then my second pull from the fight was when I found out. So I fought, and then I got hospitalized. And then that's when I wasn't supposed to be cleared, even though I was cleared, and I realized I was still sick. And I was trying to train through being sick, and then they tested all my blood work, and they were like, no, you're really sick. And so they pulled me from that fight with Rose, which was so devastating because, I mean, that was Denver. That was like where I made my debut. That was my hometown. Like, that was everything that I wanted. My first main event against Rose, against, like, in Denver, like everything that I wanted, like out of everything, like in the whole UFC, like everything that I could have asked for. And they were like, yeah, you're not going to make it. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't. I was like, what the, like, yeah, it was so sad. I was so sad. And it was tough, but I mean, that was the second time. And that one, again, like that was kind of, it's just like they're not in your control. And then the third one, I mean, obviously everyone kind of saw the whole situation. I mean, that one's kind of hard to explain because, I mean, there's bits and pieces that I don't remember, but I just remember I didn't even pull out of that one. I was pulled from that one. I was pulled and put on in the back of an ambulance.
What was going through your, like you said, you probably don't remember, but that was such a last minute thing that did anything seem so different than normal, or like, is that the parts that you don't remember? Like, I feel like that would be such a unique.
Well, I had thought I fought for the longest time, and they were like, yeah, no, you didn't even fight, and you didn't walk out.
Oh, you thought you were in the hospital from the result of the fight?
Well, yeah, because I was warming up, and then all of a sudden I didn't fight, and then they were like, yeah, you didn't fight, and then I was confused, and then I was like, well, now, like, I know now, but, like, at the time, I was confused. And I was
what
like,
a
well,
mind
F. Yeah. And then it's just really blurry. Like, I'm just like, what the heck? Like, it really is, like, a what the heck? Like, I did everything. I did the camp. I did the weight cut. I did everything. And then I did the warm-up. I got my hands wrapped. I did everything all the way up until the fight. And then, like, the last thing I remember is warming up, and then next thing I know, I got all these things on me, and I'm in the back of an ambulance, and I was like, what?
I didn't realize that Erin potentially was two delays.
To be honest, I didn't really have interest in fighting her in the first place. There's no hype, there's no build-up, there's no, like, excitement. Like, you beat her, it's like, okay, cool, you beat a cardboard box, like, whatever, like.
Who do you think is that stepping stone to a title shot? Because I agree that, hey, Erin, it could have been another notch on your belt, but like you said, does it elevate your contender shot?
Yeah.
Or who do you think is the next stepping stone?
I mean, the fights that I wanted was, I really always am going to continue to push for, like, Rose or, like, Alexa Grasso. Like, two of the former title holders, title contenders, like, and people with, like, names and, like, who have been around the game for a long time, who are very well respected in the sport, and who also I respect as far as like fighters and who have been around for so long. So if I was to pick, like, an opponent, like a perfect opponent and match up for me if I was to not fight for the belt, like, tomorrow or whatever, I would pick either Rose or Grasso.
Do you have a plan on time frame of returning to fight?
I was thinking either October or November, actually.
This year?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. But
playing it by ear?
Yeah, we're kind of waiting.
So you're only 27 and you have 16 fights. How many more years do you see yourself competing?
Honestly, I mean, until I get the belt, which should be, I mean, the plan is to fight one more time and then get the title shot and then defend it a couple times and then figure out what's next from there. And then after my UFC career, I wanna kind of have some fun and be like, you know, maybe a bare knuckle fight or two.
Oh, geez.
Maybe.
Why not?
Some other stuff. I don't know. You know, a couple movies.
Please don't do power slap. Yeah.
A couple movies. Obviously commentary, like some other things, but no, yeah. I mean, the number one focus is the belt. Yeah. Like right now, the only thing right now from here to there is the belt, because we're so close. So
bare knuckle. I was not expecting you to say that.
I have to do it at least once.
Wow.
Yes.
Not power slap though. Don't.
I mean, I wouldn't ever say no. I would never. Dana actually asked me that before. He's like, "Would you do it?" And I was like, "You know, I'm not gonna say no."
You're gonna pull a page, just bare knuckle power slap.
I'm not gonna pull a page, but I definitely would. I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
And I'd
try just about anything.
And I don't mean to sound.
But the rule is, I get to slap them first.
Is that, yeah, who decides who slaps first?
I don't know. I'm just making that rule right now.